A 10-year-old boy's love for his widowed mother was unbreakable. But what he did next left everyone speechless. This story will shock you, move you, and teach you a lesson you'll never forget. Stay till the end. You won't believe what happened. In the busy township of Umlotsi, near Durban, life was full of both hope and hardship. Tobo, a 10-year-old boy with bright eyes and a kind smile, lived with his stepmother, Nomsa, in a small, humble home. Their lives had taken a dramatic turn after the sudden passing of Tobo's father, Sibusiso, who had worked as a clerk at the local municipal office. His death left a deep wound in their hearts and a heavy financial burden on the family. Without his steady income, Nomsa and Tobo struggled to make ends meet. Every day brought a new challenge, yet even in the midst of loss and sorrow, they clung to hope. Neighbors would often see Nomsa walking to work with determination, and Tobo heading to school with a quiet resolve. Their community, though filled with many people facing similar struggles, did little to help. Despite this, the pair found strength in each other, drawing on memories of happier times and the love that had once filled their home. They spoke of dreams and promised that one day, things would change. In whispered conversations under starlit skies, Nomsa assured Tobo that the spirit of their family lived on, and that together, they could overcome any hardship. Even as the cold winds of Umlotsi whispered tales of despair, the small, determined hearts of Nomsa and Tobo beat with the rhythm of hope, lighting a spark that promised a brighter tomorrow. Their journey was just beginning, and every small step was a move toward a future filled with promise and renewal. Every morning, Nomsa woke before the sun to begin another day of hard work and quiet determination. Despite her grief and the constant pain of loss, she prepared herself to face the challenges ahead. The small house they called home was a constant reminder of better days, and though poverty had etched its marks on every wall, Nomsa refused to let it define their lives. She would dress in her faded work uniform, a simple outfit that held the memories of better times, and step out into the bustling streets of Umlotsi. Each step was filled with purpose, as she set out to work as a cleaner at a local community center. The job was physically demanding and the pay was little, but for Nomsa, every sweep of the mop and every clean window was a small act of defiance against the forces of despair. She believed that each honest effort was a prayer answered, a step towards a future where her son would not have to suffer as they did. In the markets and on the busy streets, people knew Nomsa as a quiet pillar of strength, even as many turned away out of fear or indifference. Although relatives and old friends had begun to drift away after Sibusiso's passing, Nomsa's resolve only grew stronger. With every day that passed, she silently promised herself that she would find a way to secure a better life for Tobo, even if the world around her seemed indifferent to their struggles. Before the first rays of the Durban sun brightened the sky, Tobo would rise with a sense of both duty and hope. He understood from an early age that life required sacrifice, and while his small body was still growing, his heart carried the weight of adult responsibilities. As Nomsa left for work, Tobo would help around the modest home, tidying up and doing small chores so that his stepmother could focus on her long day ahead. He was a quiet, observant child, absorbing every bit of wisdom that life threw at him. Even when hunger gnawed at him and sleep seemed like a distant luxury, Tobo kept a brave face in class, determined not to let his worries show. At school, his teachers noticed a spark in him, a resilience and determination that set him apart. He always listened intently in class, scribbling notes and dreaming of a future where he could help his mother and change their circumstances. The school building, though weathered and modest, was a sanctuary for him, a place where the troubles of Umlotsi faded for a few precious hours. There, in the simple classroom with its creaky benches and faded chalkboards, Tobo found a world of possibilities. He imagined a time when his hard work would lead him to a life of comfort, a stark contrast to the daily struggles of his present. Every lesson learned was a stepping stone toward a dream that seemed almost within reach, and every day at school was a small victory against the harsh realities of his life. At Umlotsi Secondary School, during a quiet afternoon, Tobo's teacher, Mr. Makona, began to notice the signs of a deeper struggle in his student. Tobo's eyes, once bright with youthful enthusiasm, now carried a hint of sadness and weariness that spoke volumes. In class, his head would often droop, and his usually lively participation had dwindled into silence. Mr. Makona, a kind and gentle man who believed in the power of education, approached Tobo with a mixture of concern and compassion. He asked softly if everything was all right, trying to uncover the reason behind the boy's constant fatigue and distracted manner. Tobo hesitated at first, the pain of his hidden burdens too deep to reveal. However, the sincere care in his teacher's voice made him feel safe enough to share his struggles. With a trembling voice and eyes filled with unshed tears, Tobo spoke of the days when he had gone to school on an empty stomach, of nights when his thoughts were too heavy with worry to allow him any rest. Mr. Makona listened intently, his heart aching with the realization of the hardship this young boy faced every day. In that quiet classroom, amid the murmurs of other students and the soft rustle of paper, a bond began to form, one built on understanding, compassion, and a shared hope for a brighter future. Mr. Makona's gentle inquiry had opened a door to help, and in that moment, Tobo's silent struggles found a willing ally. Deeply moved by Tobo's honest confession, Mr. Makona decided to take action. He knew that no child should bear the heavy burden of hunger or worry alone. With a determination born of both empathy and a strong sense of duty, he began to make small but significant changes in Tobo's school life. Mr. Makona started by ensuring that Tobo received extra lessons after school, spending extra hours to explain lessons and provide encouragement. Beyond academics, he worked hard to secure regular meals for the young boy. He arranged for a daily snack from the school canteen and even reached out to a few local businesses to contribute food supplies. His efforts extended further when he set up a small scholarship fund for students facing hardships, ensuring that financial difficulties would not rob Tobo of his education. Every day, Mr. Makona made it a point to check in on Tobo, asking him gently about his well-being and offering words of hope and resilience. His actions were driven by a belief that education could break the cycle of poverty, and that with enough support, even the smallest spark of potential could grow into a beacon of success. The teacher's kindness was not just a remedy for a hungry child, but a reminder that in a community often marred by hardship, there were still those who cared deeply. Through his consistent support, Mr. Makona planted a seed of hope in Tobo's heart, a seed that would soon blossom into determination and success. In the months that followed, Tobo began to show remarkable changes. The support he received from Mr. Makona sparked a new sense of purpose in him. Every lesson at school became a promise of a better future, and every word of encouragement from his teacher lifted his spirits. Tobo's grades improved, and slowly, his once drooping shoulders straightened with the weight of renewed determination. His classmates and neighbors started to notice the change, a quiet transformation that came from deep within. Even outside the classroom, Tobo's resilience shone through. He started sharing his own small acts of kindness, helping younger students with their studies and volunteering to clean up the schoolyard after classes. His journey from a hungry, tired boy to a determined student was a source of inspiration for many in Umlotsi. Nomsa, too, began to see a glimmer of hope in her son's eyes. Every report card, every word of praise from Mr. Makona, reinforced her belief that their struggles were not in vain. The small victories added up, each one a testament to the power of perseverance and the strength of a community that, despite its hardships, was capable of compassion and solidarity. In the midst of poverty and despair, Tobo's progress became a symbol of possibility, a light that promised a future filled with opportunities and a chance for a new beginning. As the years passed, Tobo's dedication to his studies and the guidance of Mr. Makona began to bear fruit in unexpected ways. His hard work, combined with the unwavering support from his teacher, earned him top marks in his final school examinations. The entire community of Umlotsi took pride in his achievements, seeing in him the promise of a brighter future not just for one boy, but for many who shared similar struggles. Tobo received an acceptance letter from a prestigious university in Cape Town, a milestone that filled Nomsa's heart with both joy and a bittersweet pang of worry for the uncertain future. The once empty rooms of their small home now echoed with the sounds of cautious optimism and proud tears. With the prospect of higher education, Tobo's journey was transforming from one of survival to one of true ambition. Yet, even as he prepared for the challenges of university life, Tobo never forgot the sacrifices that had brought him this far. He remembered the long hours his mother spent cleaning, and the countless moments of encouragement from Mr. Makona. Their love and support had been the pillars that held him up in times of despair. With a newfound sense of responsibility, Tobo made a silent promise to work hard, not only for himself but for everyone who had believed in him. His success was not just his own. It belonged to every soul in Umlotsi who dared to dream of a better tomorrow. Even as Tobo stepped into adulthood and embraced success, his journey was far from over. He carried within him the deep gratitude for those who had helped him rise from the depths of hardship. Among them, Mr. Makona held a special place in Tobo's heart. The teacher who had once offered extra lessons and provided warm meals during the cold, hungry days was now a mentor and a friend. Tobo made it a point to visit Mr. Makona whenever he could, listening eagerly to stories of the past and sharing the dreams of the future. In return, Mr. Makona shared his wisdom and celebrated every success as if it were his own. Tobo's achievements, including his secure job and his modest yet comfortable home, were a constant reminder of the sacrifices made by those who had helped him along the way. He often thought of Nomsa's quiet strength, the long hours she had worked, and the love that had kept them going during the darkest times. Determined to give back to his community, Tobo began to support local initiatives and sponsor scholarships for children facing hardships similar to his own. His journey was marked by an unyielding commitment to repay every kindness with gratitude and action. Every visit to Mr. Makona's small home was filled with heartfelt conversations and plans for future projects that could lift even more lives out of despair. Tobo's life was a tapestry woven with threads of love, sacrifice, and the promise of renewal, a story that continued to inspire everyone around him. Over time, as Tobo's world grew larger and his responsibilities expanded, life presented him with new and unexpected twists. It was during these transformative years that he met Zanil, a gentle and compassionate young woman with a warm smile and a kind heart. Zanil, who had grown up in a nearby township, understood the meaning of struggle and hope all too well. Their first encounter was humble, a chance meeting at a community event where they both volunteered to help distribute food and supplies to those in need. In the midst of organized chaos and the clamor of everyday life, their eyes met, and a quiet understanding passed between them. Zanil's empathetic nature and resilience resonated deeply with Tobo, who had learned so much about love and sacrifice from his mother and teacher. As they spent more time together, their bond grew stronger. They would talk for hours about their dreams, the challenges they faced, and their shared vision of a brighter future. Their conversations were filled with simple joys: a walk along the beach at sunset, sharing a cup of tea in a small cafe, or laughing over memories of their childhoods. Each moment together became a cherished memory, a building block for a future they hoped to create together. Tobo and Zanil soon realized that their love was more than just a personal connection. It was a shared mission to help those around them. Their union promised not only the merging of two lives, but also the strengthening of two families, bound by gratitude, hope, and the determination to rise above life's challenges. In the end, the story of Tobo and Nomsa was not just a personal tale of hardship and success. It was a living testament to the strength of the human spirit and the power of community. Their journey, from the narrow streets of Umlotsi to the bright promise of a better future, touched many hearts. Neighbors, teachers, and even strangers found inspiration in the way they faced life's challenges head-on. Tobo's rise from a small, hungry boy to a confident, determined young man was celebrated not only for its individual brilliance, but also for the community support that made it possible. The values of hard work, perseverance, and gratitude were woven into every step they took. As Tobo's story spread throughout Umlotsi and beyond, it reminded everyone that even in the midst of poverty and despair, hope could be found, and dreams could be realized. Their lives were proof that when people come together, guided by compassion and mutual respect, no obstacle is insurmountable. With every success, every new opportunity, Tobo made sure to honor the sacrifices of his mother and the generosity of Mr. Makona. Their lives, marked by struggle and triumph, continued to inspire, lighting the way for many others who believed that a new dawn was always possible, even in the darkest of times. For more stories like this one, like this video, comment the country you're watching from in the comment section. Subscribe to this channel and hit notifications bell. Thank you.